I'm going to work very, very lightly so I don't you know, overwhelm the paper with loads of different marks. I've chosen to put those 2 red lines in the middle. I think it's going to look quite nice on lined paper, as it's going to look a little bit like a notebook, maybe a recipe I've just scribbled in an exercise book to keep later. So it might keep that old-fashioned feel of recipes where people used to write them down in books. Okay, so here I'm going to start very lightly so I can rub it out if I don't like it or if I want to change some things. Okay. Right, so here I think you've got most of my layout. As you can see, it just took me quite a little bit of rubbing out and correcting in a lot of places. So here I think I'm at a point where I am almost happy. I'm going to stretch the title a little bit this way, I think, and you can see how I moved some elements to just try to get that balance in design between the white space and the elements floating around. So it didn't look like we had too much white space in an area, and my design looked overall fairly balanced. Okay, so here I'm going to work a little bit on the lettering of the chocolate brownie. I want to stretch the writing so it takes a little bit more room. Okay, I also want, which is what I tried to do on here as well, you want to make sure you have a little margin all the way around. So before I come back, I might want to lower things down on here when I come back. Lower this down slightly so we've got a little bit more room. Got loads of room at the bottom. It might be when you look carefully, I've got loads of room down there that I want to put some more stuff down there, just maybe some detail. Or here, you know, I could have some of the walnuts kind of spreading over and just filling a tiny bit of that space for balance so we don't have a huge white gap at the bottom. Okay, it might be that when I come to colouring in, I colour something, you know, like a coloured tablecloth or something like that on here that takes some of the space and just turns it into something slightly different. So going back to my title, here I'm going to do 2 light lines to contain it. So I get my lines, my letters a little bit more regular, all the same height, and I just keep that little gap in here that I wanted to keep. Okay, so here you might need that some of the letters, and in fact it just all needs rubbing out, so we can put the letters of even height on there. So I've got chocolate, and then write brownies. Okay, so here I have my title. Now that I've got my layout, my draft layout all done in pencil, I'm just going to get rid of some of these rubber bits. I'm going to go back over the top and work in pen so my lettering stands out nicely. So the lettering here, just want to briefly on lettering. You've got 2 types of lettering. So if you had at the end of the word chocolate here, that would be sans serif lettering. So the serif is a little foot at the end of a letter. Okay, if you look carefully on written words, you'll see some letters have got little feet at the end of the letters. So some ways to make your letters more fancy, you can either put little feet like that at the end of your letters, or also if you do your light outline, okay, you could start and double up your letters. So if you get your double up letter using the frame that you have given with your light outline, and you'll have some sort of border, kind of bubble writing almost. So here you would have different options. You could either color the whole letter solid, okay, or you could decide to give it a little bit of a shadow, or you could leave it just as it is. Also, if you finished your word here, what you could do is just give your letter a little bit of depth. You could either leave it as it is or color it in. So those are quick tips to just make your letters a little bit more fancy and your hand lettering more interesting. So here with my black pen, I'm going to double my letters to get those border letters, because it's my title. I really want it to stand out.